Is this Lehman Brothers 2.0? Why are the financial markets crashing? And who is Evergrande? Let's get right into it. What's up everyone? My name is Sulaiman and today I'm going to be talking about the real estate developer Evergrande. You've probably seen all over the news on Evergrande crisis, and I'm going to be talking about who they are, what is their current situation, why their stock is completely tanking, and how it can possibly affect the financial markets. Before I get into this video, make sure to hit the like down below and subscribe to this channel. The financial markets were down starting this week on Monday when the news came out that the Evergrande situation was getting worse and possibly they would not be able to pay back the money that they owed. Now, who is Evergrande? China Evergrande Group is the second largest real estate developer in China. Since the economy has been booming in the real estate sector in China, companies have been taking advantage of developing new properties, and with developing new properties, that means taking on more debt. Now, Evergrande is actually a really big company. They were founded in 1996. They have over 120,000 employees, so that can have a really big impact on the Chinese economy and GDP. As Evergrande started to take on more and more projects over the past few years during the really hot real estate market in China, they were trying to take advantage of prices increasing over the past few years. But guess what? Coronavirus hit. That meant lockdowns everywhere. As a real estate developer, construction is the most important part of your project. And as the lockdowns came, projects were halted. And guess what? If you can't get your projects done on time, then you won't be able to make the sale on time. And if you can't make the sale on time, then you're not going to be able to pay back the money who you borrowed from in time. And that is the current situation Evergrande is facing right now. From Evergrande's perspective, it's a really good strategy. Take advantage of the hot real estate market, build tons of properties, and make a lot of profits. But you don't really expect something like the coronavirus to happen, and that is where all of their strategy and plans were messed up. Now, Evergrande Group owes creditors $300 billion. That is a very big issue for them. So now their lenders who gave them $300 billion are waiting for their monies. This can include anywhere from banks to governments, probably institutional lenders, maybe even the average investors was also lending them money. Hilariously enough, Evergrande Group had the audacity to ask money from their workers, or else they would not be giving their workers their bonuses. And unfortunately, some workers have been borrowing money from their friends and family so they can give to the company. This is one of the issues with modern financial systems. It is highly based on debt. Billions of dollars, and currently the US deficit is in the trillions. Money is being borrowed at substantial rates. And of course, when you leverage your money, you can bring in a bigger return. But that also creates a very big potential crisis in the event that someone like Evergrande is not able to meet their financial obligations. Now, if Evergrande is not able to pay back all their creditors, then this can affect a lot of different industries, because real estate is a very large sector in the economy, especially in China's. In China, I think real estate accounts for about 20% of their GDP. Their real estate sector is booming. They have the largest population in the entire world, and they actually do not have enough houses. So that is another reason why the real estate market was booming in the last few years. What can be the potential outcomes with this current scenario? For example, if Evergrande is not able to pay back their financial obligations, and if they do go bankrupt, then you can expect 100,000 employees to lose their jobs. And if Evergrande is not continuing their projects, which is construction, a lot of those industries that provide the materials and the products so they can perform and build their buildings would also be affected. So you can see how this is kind of like a domino effect where it just spills into the rest of the economy. Now, if you remember in the late 2000s, Lehman Brothers had a very similar scenario. The Lehman Brothers were in the mortgage business, and they were basically handing out mortgages to people who were not possibly able to repay back their mortgages. People were getting home loans with zero down, maybe even worse than that. And later on, they realized that that was a terrible idea, and that company just went zero. Now, while that was a major starter in the great financial crisis in the United States, I can't really say for how this will play out and affect the Chinese economy. Chinese economy is way more dependent on their government, and their government is involved a lot more in different things, especially their economy. Now, it is possible that maybe the Chinese government can provide a loan or help the company in gaining more time so they can pay back their loans. Maybe they can work out a deal, but it is possible that the Chinese government would be willing to help them. Another thing is the creditors just give Evergrande more time so they can pay back their money, by selling the properties that they're currently working on, finishing the projects that they're working on. Now, the last possibility is that Evergrande just goes bankrupt, and the $300 billion that is supposed to be repaid, well, you can forget about it. It's going to be really interesting to see how this affects the Chinese markets and then the rest of the financial markets in the world, because of course all of these economies are tied together. As you can see, we have already started to recover from that, and there's also really great fears that currently the markets are very overvalued. The markets really hadn't had a pullback over the last few months, and stocks are just really overvalued right now. So that could have been another reason for this. Let me know what your thoughts are down below in the comments. Make sure to like this video and subscribe to this channel because I will be posting videos like this all the time. Thanks for watching.